was the last show that was in here.
Okay.
And prior to that, just so you guys all understand, people were walking on that light bar where it's supposed to go up and down. They walked on it, stepped off of the makeshift scaffolding that they had up there, knocked a big piece of plaster down, causing us to inspect the rest of the plaster clouds, where we found there was quite a few fractures. So I had to come in here and scaffold the whole theater, the whole house. And we had some acoustical, I had an acoustical engineer spec out the plaster that we reapplied, did the skim coat, I can't remember the name of it, but we did a skim coat on it. Then we came in with acoustic grade paint and put it all back, and then we had that show that we made it in time. So I believe that was the last, I know that was the last show that we did in Rosane.
And that was
that with the theater group, or that was Melissa running it with the city? She was working.
Now, that wasn't the emergency upgrades that they did. They did an acoustical cloud thing.
That was the emergency cloud repair.
Well, that was long before the end, though, right? Because they had one, which was an emergency repair of the acoustic cloud, that was like 2007, and they also did the theatrical rigging upgrade at that time.
It happened at the same time.
Same time, it was like $93,000 for the rigging upgrade.
Yeah, and you should have all that.
Yeah, I had those things there. So that was 2007. So it was open after that until, because we did shows in here with GCCA all the way up to mid.
You sure might have. I'm not positive.
Okay.
I didn't take the thing over until after CYT. I think it was somewhere around 9 or 10.
At the end of 2009, like that. And then GCCA did, I think, 3 shows in 2010 because they had already contracted for that. But that was just when
Melissa was here when you did
Melissa was here. Melissa Hill was the one that was running those shows.
perfect, yeah. Okay. Okay,
the
so
doors were shut. And
Then the doors were shut, and nothing has happened since. We were running the water and the air conditioning and the lights for a year or two, and then we recently stopped because it was costing a lot of money just to turn the air conditioner on, the lights on, and flush the system. So that's where we're at.
okay.
So what's the goal of this meeting?
Okay, this is like our 4th visit. The goal is for us to take a look at, Dustin had a lot of questions regarding the actual operational, the operational capability of the facility, such as, are the lights here? We don't know anything about the inventory because apparently the inventory wasn't upgraded since 2005. And I have that list. I got 2 clipboards with that list. What we want to do is, as quickly as possible, hit the high points. I want to go to every mop and dustpan, but just to go through this, whatever concerns that Dustin has, we want to put those to rest. Since he used to work here, he'll be able to say, hopefully, oh, that's out of line. There's a whole bunch of missing stuff there.
There's things on stage, but then we want to look at, more specifically for his side, the ADA compliances for the restrooms and the facilities.
Right. Yeah, we can do that.
So,
It was built in 1977 is when it first opened. They did some changes for ADA after that to accommodate 12 wheelchairs, but I know that there's some things like in this public area, the drinking fountains are not yet upgraded to the dual height ones, for example.
So I think it's just what at this point, what are the red flags that we see that we need to
Perfect,
change
yeah.
before it's going to be occupied again?
Yeah, because what we did was we estimated with the roof, with just some things. They said the orchestra lift was really in bad shape. I took a look at it, didn't look that bad. But I haven't actually watched it run yet. And to see, okay, is the stuff that looks like it's here, does it actually work? We're not going to be able to try everything. But we can get an idea as, okay, if all these lights are still here, maybe we can try 1 or 2 and see if they go on. I don't know. So why don't you...
So from that standpoint, would it be restrooms and, does anyone have a general clear idea as to what needs to be and what does not need to be?
If I were going to be talking tenant improvement with you, I'd be saying, take a look at my bathrooms, take a look at my 3rd floor access, which there is none. Take a look at my restroom and my green room access. Take a look at the places that are going to be used by either the public or the participating members. So
let's just hit those.
there's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Dan here.
Yeah, Dan would know. We run across all the time.
Yeah.
And when
I
you
start
start to do
working
some work in here, then it's going to trigger ADA compliance everywhere.
Well, I think we want to try to not trigger it too bad if we can. I mean, we're not going to be, but you know, the things that are easy, I understand that the key things that people say we're going to have to do is deal with the dressing room access. That's going to be probably the most expensive thing because it's not accessible. And I understand there was also an issue with the third floor dressing room not being air conditioned. Okay, that's something that we didn't know.
It's not air conditioning, Rich?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Second floor, I
It's
think
got-
is, the third definitely isn't.
Yeah, it's got
I don't think.
floor in here, but
I
if
think
you don't
air
think
conditioning
there's
is
no
not
air-
an ADA compliance issue.
No, it's not.
It's not gonna trigger an ADA, but, you know, from the history of working here, you know, it
It's
was,
a little hot.
it was too hot, so we had to build restrooms and loading up, you know, with drapes, so. Well, let's hit the restroom, let's hit the major ADA.
Okay, I don't see Diane. She said she was coming, but why she's not here, I don't know. She's going to work on the piano.
So that's an actuated door.
If somebody
By
can,
the way, I mean, that stuff's easy. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
it's handrails and handrail heights
Okay.
and handrail diameters.
so let's go to where you want to start, Dustin, and work from there. I'm just going to kind of follow along.
Right, let's go this way, and then we can go through the house, and we can hit up to the booth and come back down on the right side of the house.
Okay.
You never bring a tape measure,
Did you bring a tape, Rick?
Yes, I did. I assume you mean tape measure.
Tape measure, yeah. You did hear it. Yes, Rick.
Handrails are illegal. They're too fat.
Oh,
Code has changed, so. I mean,
About 2 reported. I can grab it.
Two,
We got
2
one.
inches smaller, so,
they have to be 2 inches or smaller?
yeah, the diameter has changed since.
Oh, boy. Well, that's how they get everybody to spend money, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't stop here, it's gotta continue on, foot past the bottom first, so, I mean, is all that stuff gonna come up? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this handicapped, wheelchair lift was added later, obviously, so that they could get up and use those spots that they carved out of the seating.
Right.
Are these still acceptable?
Sure, that's fine.
I believe I put in a non-op on these back in 11.
I have to check my record on that. It's basically, we just, the thing ran.
Get it
yeah.
operational again.
We just get it certified, inspected and certified, so.
Okay, so, yeah, they got to inspect all those things. Okay,
Two drinking fountain, high level.
so, yeah, so we'd have to change that, but some of these need to be fixed anyway. Those are the cooling ones. I don't even know if you want to
You don't have to
continue.
have cooling.
Yeah, it might be better not to, 'cause that's
Right.
one more power item we don't want to do.
Right.
Ladies' restroom.
Funny that one has records. No. First glance, it looked compliant. Fixing too much wrong. Maybe they didn't have enough for the quantity, maybe that's why they put the grab bars in there and called it a handicap, so. I don't know what, that being a large theater expert, how many handicap cells they actually need.
So, and, kind of occupancy, right?
It depends on occupancy, how many people, right?
I think they're in compliant with that.
Yeah.
I think they are, yeah. Even though it's only one sink that's high enough.
You know, and an inspector today would make you put the,
Pull everything up, right?
well, no, you could get by with just one, but in case the guy with the wheelchair pulled up for here, he'd want the wrap on every one. He says, well, how do you know he's gonna just use that one? He might burn his knees here. That kind of stuff, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Burning knees. Wow.
Yeah.
The water's not that hot, but I understand.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm
Not
gonna
for what?
submit your writing, your questions in writing. I'll
Okay,
take it through my director and I'll answer.
Dustin, you want to Oh, you already passed the data. Do you want to look in at those offices and
I'm not
stuff?
concerned, no, I mean, it looks to be
Okay. All right, we'll take care of that later.
front of house, the box office system that's there is outdated anyways, so.
So is there an elevator or?
No.
So it's just that left side.
Well, because there's additional handicap seats, and I noticed in the theater that I reviewed, which is Redondo Beach Theater, has more seats than we have, and only 8 handicap spots that they've carved out. They have 1,400 seats and only 8.
Turn the house lights
This one has 12.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can take lots of pictures.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my camera accidentally.
Yeah, you can tell.
I guess I can take them with this too.
Doesn't matter about the cars, the cars are fine, hand drive portion, so this is the hand, this one just needs to be fixed from here to there, and then you probably just add
Because that's not a handrail, or?
a guardrail, and it's the piece, it's the device you use to help it up, and whatever you grab on can't be this fat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an inch and 7/8 OD or pipe that has about a 2-inch OD diameter.
Well, this is 2 inches, so is that, this is
Yeah.
inch and 7/8. If,
I don't know.
Get a cal.
It's, yeah, you'd have to measure.
so
But
inch and 7/8 is a
I just
correct.
did a job, of all this came up, and we just replaced a bunch that looked to me just to be the same size. So, I mean, it's.
That looks like it's inch and
possible. It
7/8.
does look like it's smaller.
Okay. That may be okay, we'd have to check it. This is what you're talking about right here, right?
Yeah, see, this is legal. It extends far enough past, and extends far enough past the step.
Ah.
And that first one over there didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. That looks like it's the right dimension.
Let's travel, let's go up and we'll cut across through the
Okay.
the tech booth. and-
You
I'm
want to see
sorry.
the stage stuff?
I do, but what we can do is we can go
Oh,
that
back
way
up
through
and
and come out the
around.
assistant director.
Not a problem.
Turn anything on up here. No problem.
Bring back memories.
Oh yeah, looks the same.
Right,
Looks like we walk out of here.
So what does a risk management person do with regard to this? How do you get involved?
Safety, liability.
Oh, okay.
Somebody would have fallen.
Right.
Yeah, it'd end up on my desk, so.
Oh, okay. No, we're not gonna fall.
Do you see
Okay.
anything jumping out of you? You want to come up here, we'll go through.
Close.
Okay.
The lights on in the office, Tom?
Yeah.
Never did like the stair noise.
Got a carpet on there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at audio real quick. Thank you to whoever covered everything.
Well, if this soundboard isn't exactly the way you reckon, I'll be amazed. It's just been covered, that's the part.
So, are you familiar with what they had set up here before?
Yeah, I have a pretty good recollection, and this looks it's the same. Same console. Good old 3500. Yeah, I'm just not certain about. I'd have to ask who owned what, but I know that there were some wireless microphones and whatnot that I'm not seeing here, but.
Well, we'd have to go through, and it'd take us a lot more time to actually do the
Sure.
inventory.
Well, I mean, all I'm seeing is I'm seeing holes in the racks that I don't remember being there, and I just don't. I don't
Right, who owned
'cause-
that?
Well, I mean, there was a bunch of,
I know there were some donations from people that may have been returned.
and guys that were working here for years left their own equipment here because we simply didn't have it.
Yeah, don't let him walk away. Just here with the rest of us.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's to get in there and change the lights out, and then the other sides where they did it, they had to do it to get to the gels and stuff.
Okay.
Well, we put an access panel over it.
It's interesting because,
Put a rated door in there.
yeah, it wasn't needed
But-
before, so.
The problem is, what's that?
The access was needed.
When you guys, we'll see it better at the front of house. That one doesn't even have lights on it. That was to change out, I believe, these house lights.
Yeah, to get up above the ceiling, probably.
Anyways,
Okay.
you'll have to look at that part down below. I don't know how you guys used to do it, so.
Some of the house guys used to plan and some of them.
You probably never messed with the house lights. Can I borrow your tape measure?
Sure, in fact, why don't you hold it,
I'll
because
hold it. Yeah.
I almost left it there.
It's close. Yeah, it's inch and a half by no more than 2 inch. I mean, inch and 3/4 of it.
He had a hanging light.
This is by half inch.
Worldwide Wicket Corporation.
It was a sign from a show a long time ago.
Things just kind of left, and everything just left here halfway through working.
Science fiction, it just.
Yeah, it's like
The power stopped when they left.
well, it's like the food's still warm on the table.
Where's that light you had? That was pretty powerful.
It is. It's flashlight.
It's dying. Do you have the little
Yeah.
little one?
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Well, I was going to bring in a really bright light, and he said, "No, I got my flashlight, so it burns out." Okay, there's those walkie-talkies. They had those on the inventory list. Okay. Just for fun, in this location, this is called
The control booth, lighting booth.
production booth.
This is someone's cinnamon.
Okay, so we got a JBL studio monitor,
Those could be
Buell
right there.
projector,
Right there on the-
slide theater.
Right here? No, those are just computer monitors. What he just called out was an audio monitor.
Yeah, JBL studio monitor would be so they could hear stuff up here.
Processor for the console. What I'm not seeing that sat here for years was the backup lighting console.
Oh, backup lighting console is here.
Not just leaving.
Yeah.
2 follow spots, those are still here.
Mechanical room buttons.
There's supposed to be 16 millimeter projector, not that we really want that.
Here's the monitor.
Condensate light.
Oh, there they are. Okay. So here's 2 more spots, it looks like. They're not on the list.
I'm sure they were. Those are these were replaced, I want to say, late 2000s with the lighting upgrade. No.
I saw the same thing instead of light.
I'm like, holy moly. Been up for 3-4 years.
There's that power to it. at least.
Yeah. Makes me feel better. Let's unplug everything.
Ah. Still on.
I was just had power.
Yeah, it works,
Power
huh?
light. Power indicator. Power
Yeah.
indicator,
Here's one with the little power light flickering. dressing rooms. You can turn that off. That's the trouble with leaving a big facility like this. It's hard to get all this, you know, the little leaks.
I don't think those were ever used.
Yeah, well,
I don't think they've been used for years. I don't remember. I remember the intercom, but I don't remember any of the amps or dressing room controls.
That's clean back to college
this is
property.
probably what, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you.
No, originally that's, you know, where they got it from.
These look like something out of like Star Trek, man.
They're still pretty popular.
Okay, these
Oh
are,
yeah.
here,
Yeah, it's called a boomerang, so the gels go in there.
Amazing.
okay, here's the overhead projector and the old 16 millimeter projectors. I don't think we're gonna need those. And then just a bunch of storage in here, a few extra seats.
Fire hoses. One thing we stay up on.
The lights don't go on. Desks. Some kind of a thing on wheels. Okay.
All the spaces aren't sprinkled.
This space is not sprinkled?
Oh, there it is. There it is. There's up right there. It's that painted pipe.
Much in here.
Yeah.
A few
There you go,
desks.
painted sprinkler pipe.
Yeah, it's fine. As long as you don't paint the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a problem? I hope.
Yeah, it's like
Those,
Killing me here. I'm like, whoa.
where's that going?
it's
It's like to nowhere.
Oh, okay, I didn't know we got through here.
The one thing that triggered me is there was no lighting board. That's not in there.
Really?
That would have been.
Kind of. I don't even know who it owned it.
The city.
It was the city's board?
Yeah.
It could be down there.
Could be.
I don't know.
What's it, you talking
What's
about
that?
the board to lower the house lights and everything?
It looks like just a riser.
Looks like a case.
Yeah, it's empty case.
Oh, it's an empty case.
It looks like it's a lid.
Some seats in here. Yeah, there's a fan on it.
It's just temporary riser to go over seats for protect tables.
Oh, you want to set up on a table?
Yeah, if you want to go up and over or
Right.
outside for cameras.
Yeah. The seats were done. Back up, we got away.
What was that?
Well, we had the seats done years ago, but they're still in great shape.
They are excellent
There's not a
shape.
lift- There's not an ADA lift on this side of the building, is that true or
That's,
anything?
that's correct.
As long as there's one?
Well, it's as long as you can get up to it and you flat.
It's
have to
that,
travel, it's still good. You're
it's
fine.
only that flat area that is designated.
Yeah, just gotta get it to a flat area.
You know, the other way to do it would be just to make a walkthrough down there, forget that lift, and have that whole area, that flat area that they started to punch through, you take out the whole bunch of seats down there and let that be a walk area.
Oh.
Of course, you just lose more. They didn't want to lose those seats.
Right.
Well, now one of the triggers is you can't have just one section of ADA seating. You have to
Right,
have
Dan?
every ticket
Break it
face
up.
value available.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Okay, that's an interesting part of the puzzle there. Okay, here's where we have,
Maybe just give them, if they buy it, that ticket.
here's where we
Get to
have
sit there.
things for a post to go right here, so they could reduce the size of the theater down to this point. See those
Oh,
were
yeah.
pressed?
Temporary.
Here's one that's missing. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows
Well, see,
above it.
That's where they cut that hole so they come out here, climb on that cloud, and then they could change that house light. Or put in a rack of lights or whatever else.
They're hanging from this rack.
Yeah, they did, there was some other stuff,
I don't know how exactly it was done, but originally I think everything was supposed to lower.
Well, at one point,
Back in,
AP 1 and 2, you could climb out into, and you can lower the pipes into the house to hang fixtures on, but, you know, those were locked off way before.
way before you or I
Way
got
before,
here.
yeah. But what that doesn't help is you still have to go up into the ceiling to focus the lights, because you can't focus them from the ground and then take it up.
Well, yeah, and that's
you
the
know.
problem. The main thing is you gotta climb up one of those crazy ladders, you know about climbing up there then. If you've
We all
ever
had to be
done it.
certified, we had to be trained, and, you know.
And then you gotta climb across those non-rated
Yep.
little,
Yep.
scary little thing. I've been up there once or twice. It's not fun. It's scary. I wouldn't, you know, that's why we're not allowing anybody up there.
Yep.
So AP1 is up there, right? 2 is this, is right here? 3 is way back there?
Well, no, you had to adjust the.
Okay,
In the middle of that. What is that?
Probably air conditioning?
That looks like it, yeah, that's what I was just,
Linear vent of some kind, you think?
that's what it looks like. Here's the seat level O has one. Divide it. It looks like there's 3. I thought there was only 2. There's actually 3 levels up above J.
Lifeline safety system, and you could put in. All right, at least the lights are still there. That's the only thing I was worried about.
So what do you think about what you see up there, Dustin? Can you see enough to make out anything?
I think it's, you know, it's. Pressure being sent on stage, I'm sure.
That's the famous pit, huh? It moves up and down.
Yeah, this orchestra lift right here, it can come up to be even with the stage,
Right.
or it can go down like another 8 feet and be even with the floor below.
So it would be a nice thing to have.
Yeah, then you put your orchestra down below. You have to put like a guardrail along there, or actually a wall. This wall right here might even just move out there. Because you can go in under this wall. You can just fall right in there if you didn't have it.
Creaking a little bit, huh?
Okay. So we're back to the rigging back here. You got my email that showed they had redone this in 2007, right, Dustin?
It was just repairs. It wasn't.
What was $95,000 worth?
Yeah, it's all new pole lines. So that's good. New lift lines and that. Yeah. Great.
And according to Lauren Schreiber, this has the same vertical distance as the old Globe. And all the myths about not being, suitable for theatrical productions, that kind of puts that to rest, 'cause I think they do theater there.
Most of the heads and blocks were changed.
Yeah.
And there's quite a bit inventory left on the downstairs. Wasn't installed.
Here, shine your light up there again, would you please?
I think it was just for the big blocks that weren't
Yeah,
installed,
just the
that
lift
weren't
block.
taken care of.
Okay.
By and large, everything was done. You, Dustin, you know which ones weren't, you can tell by the.
19, you had to. 19 was locked off for many years, and then like line set 10 during Christmas shows, I'd have to jump up on the rail in order to pull down. You don't want to know. No, you don't want to know.
This one here, old school, no good, don't go with that.
One of these is the.
I got rid of the lid.
This is the tip. So
That's just set.
one's a
That's-
tip for the orchestra shell.
And I got rid of that, I believe. Well, there's a portion of it left, that right there.
So the two shell pieces are still there.
Right, there's one, there's one.
Yep.
But the sides and everything else, you probably set it up.
Yeah.
Remember how it
it's gone.
stood there 30
Yeah.
feet?
It's gone.
I had to get rid of that, it was dangerous. It was all, without the ballast, we came in and found it without the ballast, it was like ready to fall over, so
So you got rid of it, the orchestra shell?
had to be demolished, yeah.
And this right here had to be,
That's $120,000.
So is the ceiling locked out?
yeah, I believe it is. These guys? You'd have to look at it, Dustin, I don't know.
Well, what happened, I mean, obviously the weight stack counteracts the balance of the ceiling, but then you have to take everything else out. So all the lighting battens, all the curtains, everything needs to fly out.
'Cause none of
Ceiling
that got
comes
changed.
in.
None of that got
tips.
changed, I remember. I think it just got saved off. And that shell was built on site by the contractor when we did
The
this.
side, yeah, oh yeah.
I think Brady did it.
So the ceiling's still here, but the sidewalls are gone.
I believe so, yeah.
Do you mind if I run over and turn on the work lights? Turn on the stage?
You know if that lady ever showed up?
No, she didn't call or nothing.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't bring my phone again. One more. Oh, nice. Okay, we can finally see up there.
A little bit of work putting that together, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff they got here. I mean, a lot of theaters don't have this stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's a touchscreen LCD. It's okay. All right.
So that would turn on the theatrical lights if you had the code.
No, all that does is release it. It's a remote panel
Oh.
to turn on house lights and stage lights.
Okay. So Dustin, what you got out of that conversation is that the backing for the orchestra shell is gone. Is that what I heard?
It sounds like the walls are gone.
Okay, so is it still up there? Which one is it? Is it that big thing there?
That's one of the ceiling pieces, and then this one downstairs is the other one.
Okay, with all those lights on it.
Yep.
We did the lobby, all that.
Because what happens is, in order to bring in the acoustical shell, you have to fly out all your other pipes and battens. So those come down and tip, and that becomes your stage lighting. Everything, all lights that are currently on becomes your stage lighting once the acoustical ceiling's in place. Because all these lights would then be above the shell.
I understand. Okay.
So that's the ceiling there that comes down?
That's the acoustical ceiling, yeah.
And
There's
the
two of
sides are
them.
gone?
Well, the sides are gone. They used to be stacked right next to the Pepsi cooler. Because you can't do anything with them. They basically, there was 3 per side, and the wings would open up, and basically they stored up in the shed as a U, as a horseshoe, and they just nested into each other.
And this thing is just a giant red iron steel, like 18 gauge, maybe 16 gauge, and plywood and drywall.
Yep.
Heavy.
Yeah, it looks really heavy.
So I believe we had them saved off. Can you see that, Dustin? See me saved off the wires up there? I think they're right there.
Yeah.
All those wires on it. I think so. Yeah, it looks like there's one second turnbuckle. On that
Yeah.
side. Right, I think you're right. It won't come down.
Looks like there's some new unistrut up there too.
Where?
So, see the green unistrut that the ceiling's hanging from? If you come here,
That's quite possible.
maybe that was, I mean,
The wires were all, we had serious rubbing and stuff going on.
Yeah.
Everything was crossed up there, so when we change it out, we tried to do it right. And we took care of a lot of that issue.
yeah, which means the ceiling would have been landed and taken down in order to make that happen.
So what's that ceiling used for what?
orchestras, symphonies.
It just pushes the sound
Just
out,
pushes the
instead of
sound out,
straight
yeah, just acoustic, yeah.
You can probably do it without the sides.
No,
No.
ceiling doesn't do anything without the sides, because it's all meant to focus the sound and.
Oh, so they drop down this way?
No, they were rolling, so it was the full height. So this would come down and meet it. And the sides were, I can't remember, probably 14, 18 feet tall.
At least.
And it would fully close off all the swings. So all the drapes are tied back, everything gets flown out. The ceiling comes in, gets tipped,
So it becomes a full box.
full
Oh,
box.
you can push that.
Yep. And then there's just little 6-foot
What
double
happened?
doors. It wrapped around, all the way around. Yeah, there were 6 pieces.
Wrapped all the way around?
Yeah,
I
so
don't
it
believe I
went-
ever saw that.
Yeah, it went all the way around. There was upstage pieces. There was, I think there were 6 total trolleys.
I do know that
They wrapped all the way around. You had, you walked out, you had to.
I noticed that refrigerated drink holder is running. If you want to save energy, you might want to.
When we shut the power off, it goes off.
I
We
see.
shut everything off at
Cut the
mains.
Oh, okay,
We turn all the breakers off and it goes off.
gotcha.
Yeah, the shelves were stored right where that refrigerator is.
So you remember discarding those? You said you didn't remember.
Oh,
6
yeah, no,
pieces.
I definitely remember them. It was
Okay.
recommended to get rid of as they were a danger and they weren't, none of this stuff is OSHA approved at all. This, Dustin, if you recall, these things were built, from what I understand, they were built by the contractor that did this.
I saw a separate bid for it. I saw a separate 121,000.
To build an orchestra shell?
Yeah.
Really? See, that's way before my time.
That was like in the original documents, 1977. I don't know if it's the same one or not, but it was a different party. But no, it's a work area, and I don't think that I know OSHA gets involved, but it doesn't have to be public safety area because it's a work zone. If you can take a picture back toward the whole theater too, Justin, I'd appreciate getting a shot like that. How does this compare with your recollection of all this stuff, Dustin? Is it remarkably different? Like so different that it doesn't map, or is it?
No.
It's similar to what you remember?
Absolutely.
What is that thing back there?
Curtain traveler track.
Is that, do you think,
I didn't see the mid-stage traveler. That might be it.
mid-stage traveler?
So, mid-stage, meaning upstage,
Yeah.
downstage. The traveler track is a curtain bipart that meets in the center. So in this case, we have the main Austrian,
Yeah.
and then we have the leg, and then there's a mid-stage traveler that
another
would fully
one.
close off, and a rear stage right in front of the psych.
Okay, so the mid-stage is not halfway between this hole right, this rear hole right here?
I'll show you out there.
Okay. Wow, okay. Some more speakers. Microphone cable, mic stands. I see the labels on this. Turbo sound. Looks like 2, 4, 6, 8 of those. This looks like an air conditioning unit. It's yours.
Yeah, that belongs to the city.
Okay. Well, I think
No, actually, that is a backup to our computer room. We've come over and grabbed that. Eat out. No, I got 2 ACs. Really? Yeah, this still done. But we bought this before we did it. So we're still using it as a third backup. This originally was in the room. It wasn't enough as a 6-ton unit. We went to 16 tons between the two. I take that 10. They're both 5s, 2 5s. It's overkill. Okay.
You keep it 45 degrees in there.
Actually, they could probably get it down there. No, they keep it about 68.
Yeah.
But the thing was, expandability. They're constantly getting